With less than 2 weeks until the midterm elections, reproductive rights continues to be a major subject on the campaign trail and on the debate stage. Since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, at least 14 states have seized nearly all abortion services.
I want to bring in now Laphonza Butler, the president of Emily's List, influential political action committee that works to elect Democratic women who are abortion rights advocates to office. Well, welcome back to the program. I know you have been out there, you have been busy, you have been on the campaign trail. I assume you're going to stay on the campaign trail right up until Election Day. Has something changed over the past few moments, even few weeks, in terms of maybe not just the issues many women are focused on, but even the intensity of, I guess, the resolve and the fight as we go into Election Day?
Thank you so much for having me back, TJ. And, you know, what I have seen all across this country and all the stops that I've been making is the absolute commitment and determination to restore abortion rights and to stand up and have the voices of millions of young women and women across the country heard this election, whether it's in voter registration or organizing that's happening on the ground. There is a lot of attention being paid to this issue, and it's been really exciting.
Laphonza, we saw what happened back in August in the state of Kansas, where voters went to the polls and they were able to strike down that amendment that would have no longer guaranteed a woman's right to an abortion. Some people question, some 4 months later, will that issue have that same staying power? And what are you doing to try and remind women as they head to the polls that this is at stake for so many across this country?
Thanks so much, Amy. And yes, Emily's List, as I have noted, has been dedicated to ensuring that voters know all over this country which party is standing with them and the majority of the American people in maintaining their reproductive freedom and fighting for their rights, and which one has not. So we have been consistent in that battle: public education, engaging our candidates, developing the messaging, and doing the work to help turn out voters. I think, you know, my crystal ball wasn't working this morning, so I can't tell you if Kansas is going to be the kind of turnout that we're looking at. But every one of your viewers will make the decision and will be the wave that we'll be able to determine the wave that we'll see this November.
Laphonza, you better get that crystal ball checked out. We need that thing working now. Well, you also talk of connect advocacy movements, right? It's not just you folks over here have something you're fighting for, you folks over here have something you're fighting for. You explain what you mean by this and why it's important for folks to realize that many of these movements need to come together.
Well, TJ, you know, we know that Americans are whole people. You know, I spent almost 20 years in the labor movement, and I worked on behalf of women and men who were not just thinking about one particular thing, but that were facing challenges all across the spectrum of their life. And whether it was their economic freedom or the reproductive freedom to access the ballot box, this is an election where all of our fundamental freedoms are at stake, and American people are whole people when they go in that ballot box. And so making sure that we're connecting our advocacy movements, helping to connect the dots for voters, and understanding that this election and every election is about determining the future that we deserve is an incredibly important part of our messaging and how we win moving forward.
Laphonza, I know a big part of your mission there at Emily's List is to encourage more women to run for office. It is a daunting task. Anyone who's been in any of these hotly contested states sees what you go through just publicly when you're trying to run for office. It's a very daunting thing to do. What are some of the challenges still for women who are thinking about or considering running for office, and what do you do to persuade them to do so, to put themselves in the ring of fire, so to speak?
Well, every day, every one of us decide whether or not we're going to be in the arena to fight for the future that our children deserve. And more, we need women to be at that table. And so Emily's List is an incredible resource. We are dedicated to helping to ensure that women who are Democratic pro-choice women who are ready to put themselves out for public service are supported, that we help them to build their campaign structures, and we invest the resources to help them to win, not just because they want to be in the limelight, but because they want to run, win, and change the world.
All right. Well, Laphonza Butler, we appreciate you taking some time with us. We know you are out there and grinding and on that campaign trail. So we always appreciate time with you, and we will see you again soon. All right.
Thank you, TJ.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.